Hello everyone. Today we will see what is cybersecurity. So cybersecurity, it is a practice of protecting internet connected systems, that is it may be hardware, software and the data from cyber threats and the attacks. The components of cybersecurity in computing are components of security in computing are the cybersecurity and the physical security. So here the cybersecurity, it is a protection against the cyber attacks, and physical security, it is protection of physical systems and the infrastructure. Now coming to the key aspects of cybersecurity, there are three key aspects. First is the hardware security, then software security and the data security. Hardware security, it is preventing unauthorized access to the devices, and software security, it is securing applications from the vulnerabilities, and data security, it is protecting sensitive information from the breaches. Next is importance of the cybersecurity in the enterprises. First is it will prevent the unauthorized access to data centers and the networks. That is cyber security. It will measure measures the firewalls, then authentication protocols and the encryption, restrict access to sensitive data, and only authorized users with proper credentials can access the confidential systems, reducing the risk of the data theft or the the cyber espionage. For example, you have multi-factor authentication here. Okay, then next is the it ensures the confidentiality, integrity and the availability of the data. So here the data is accessible only to the authorized users, and about the integrity, it ensures data is accurate and unaltered by the unauthorized parties. Then you have availability of the data, that is it ensures data and the systems are accessible when needed. Then next you have protection against the threats like malware, phishing and the hacking. So malware is a malicious software like viruses, ransomware that can damage or steal the data. And phishing is fraudulent emails or the messages trick which users into revealing sensitive information like passwords, bank details. Then you have hacking, where the unauthorized access to the systems will steal, manipulate or damage the data. And security solutions like antivirus software, email filtering and intrusion detection systems help prevent these threats. And the last is enhancing overall system resilience against the cyber risk, where implementing regular software updates, then vulnerability assessments and the security patches will keep the system secure. And here incident response plans will help the organizations to recover quickly from the cyber attacks. Now next is the need for cyber security, that is why cybersecurity is needed. It is needed in order to protect against the unauthorized access, that is the uncertified access. So here it will prevent the hackers, cyber criminals or the unauthorized users from accessing the sensitive data, systems and networks. And it is implemented through MFA, that is a multi-factor authentication, encryption and firewalls. Then unauthorized, second is the unauthorized modification, that is to protect against the unauthorized modification, that is unofficial change in data. So here it ensures that the data remains accurate and unaltered by the malicious actions or the system errors. And the data integrity measures like cryptographic hashing, then digital signatures and the blockchains help to prevent unauthorized modifications. Then you have unauthorized deletion of data, that is the unofficial deletion of the data, where it prevents the accidental or intentional deletion of the critical data, and it is implemented through the backup solutions and access control and data recovery mechanisms. And the last point is threats in industry 4.0 and industrial internet of thing. That is these involve connected devices, smart factories and the automation, increasing the cyber risk. And the cyber security protects against the device hacking, then data breaches, DDoS attacks, and the malware and the ransomware. So this device hacking is unauthorized control of the industrial machines, and data breaches is leakage of the sensitive production data, and DDoS attacks are disrupting the manufacturing operations, and malware and the ransomware, these will affect the smart devices and cause the downtime. These are the protection methods of the cyber security. So first is the network segmentation, which will divide a network into smaller isolated segments in order to limit the unauthorized access. Okay, then it will prevent the attackers from moving freely across the entire system if one part is compromised. And example here is separating the IT and operational technology network in industrial settings. So the main 2 points are isolated segments and the limited access. That is, it will divide the network into isolated segments, and it will limit the unauthorized access. Then second is the intrusion detection system, which will monitor the network traffic for the uh, uh, like uh, for suspicious activities, and it will alert the administrator about the potential threats, and it will help to detect the unauthorized access, malware, or unusual behavior. Example here is the signature based IDS, and the anomaly based IDS. Signature based IDS, it will detect the known threats, and anomaly based IDS, it will identify the abnormal patterns. Then you have AI based security monitoring. So here it will use the artificial intelligence and the machine learning to analyze the data, detect the threats, and respond in real time. And here it will identify the sophisticated cyber attacks, which are the traditional methods, and where the traditional methods may miss. Then example here is AI driven threat detection in cloud security and the endpoint detection protection. Then here next point is secure communication protocols, where it ensures the safe data transmission between the devices, networks, and the systems, and it will protect the sensitive information from the interception, then tampering, or the unauthorized access. Here example are the TLS or SSL, for encrypted web traffic, and VPNs for secure remote access, and the MQTT or the HTTPS in industrial IoT. So the cyber security protection methods are network segmentation, intrusion detection system, AI-based security monitoring, and the secure communication protocol. These are the components of the cyber security. First is the application security, then information security. You have network security, operational security, and end user education. Now we'll see these in details. The first one is the application security, which will ensure the protection of applications from external threats such as cyber attacks, malware, and the unauthorized access. And here the protection methods which are used are a combination of software, hardware, and the procedural techniques in order to enhance the unauthorized access. And the countermeasures are here the security actions taken to prevent threats, those are classified into software countermeasures and the hardware countermeasures. Software countermeasures, these are example are application firewall, which will filter and block the malicious traffic, and hardware countermeasures, these are for this the example is the router or the proxy, which controls the network traffic and prevents the unauthorized access. The importance here is it will help to safeguard sensitive data, and it will prevent the applications vulnerabilities, and it will ensure the secure system functionality. Okay. Next is the information security. So here you have a subset of cyber this here the important points are the subset of cyber security, that is the information security. It is also written like this, that is infosec. It is a specialized area within the cyber security which focuses specifically on protecting the data from the unauthorized access, modification and the deletion, and it deals with both the digital and the physical world. Okay. So second point is uses strategies and the policies. So here the infosec employs a set of strategies, tools and the policies in order to safeguard the implementation, in order to safeguard the information. And these policies, these will help in filtering and mitigating potential threats like cyber attacks, insider threats and the data breaches. And examples here are encryption, access control and the security protocols. The third point is it ensures the data protection here, that is here it will maintain the availability, integrity and the confidentiality of business data. C is so here it is a CIA trade, that is the confidentiality, integrity and the availability. So next point is the relevance to Industry 4.0 and IIoT. So here in Industry 4.0 and IIoT, massive amount of industrial data are generated and shared across the connected devices. So the information security, it will ensure that the manufacturing process, automation system and the industrial networks, these will remain secure from the cyber threats. And the protection methods which includes here firewalls, intrusion detection systems, you have secure communication protocols and the AI driven threat monitoring. Okay, so the information security, it has these 4 points. First is the subset of cybersecurity. Then it is a subset of cybersecurity. It uses strategies and the policies, and it ensures the data protection and the relevance to the Industry 4.0 and the industrial IoT. Then next point is, that is the next component is the network security. So network security, it refers to the process of implementing physical and the software based measures in order to protect the network's infrastructure from the cyber threats, and it ensures that the data traveling across the network, it remains secure and protected from the unauthorized access. So here protection from threats, for that you have first point is protect that is it will the network security, it will safeguard against the unofficial access, and it will prevent unauthorized users from entering the network, and improper use, that is it will restrict the misuse of the resources, that is like bandwidth abuse, you have unauthorized data sharing. Then fault and errors, that is it will detect and mitigate the system malfunction and the misconfiguration, and it will protect the critical network data from the accidental or the intentional loss. That is about the protection from the threats or the protection of the network architecture. And the second is uh, here it will create a secure platform, that is it will ensure a secure user platform where the network security establishes a safe and a reliable environment for users and the computers to operate without threats, and this ensures secure data communication, then safe internet browsing and protection against the cyber attacks. And you have multi-layered defense approach where the network security, it will combine multiple layer of protections to defend against the threats both at the network edge and within the internal network. And here the key security measures include the firewalls, then you have intrusion detection systems, encryption and access controls. Okay. The next point is operational security. So operational security, it is a risk management and analytical process used to identify and protect the sensitive information from the potential threats, and it ensures that the critical business or the operational data, it is not exposed to unauthorized users or the cyber criminals. And the benefits of these operational security are it will identify the sensitive information, that is it will identify the valuable information assets like customer data. Then you have business strategies, operational procedures. Customer data is nothing but personal and the financial details, and business strategies is confidential plans, then trade secrets, and operational procedures, it includes the internal workflows, security protocols. Okay. And once identified this operational security, it will ensure that only the authorized personnel will have access to these sensitive assets. Then the second point is regulating control for the protection, that is implementing the security controls. So here it will protect the sensitive information, and it establishes strict controls such as access restrictions. Then you have monitoring, encryption, and the employee training. Here employee training is nothing but educating the staff about the potential security risk like phishing and the social engineering. And access restriction is limited, like who can view or modify the data. And monitoring and audits, it is nothing but tracking the system activity in order to detect the unauthorized access. Then you have essential for business protection, that is it is important in business. So here the operational security, it is very crucial in business operations, and because it prevents the data leaks, then fraud and the cyber attacks. And it is widely used in corporate environments, military operations, financial institutions, and government agencies in order to maintain security and like so that the data is not theft here. And by implementing this operational security measures, the business can minimize the security risk, then protect sensitive data and maintain a strong security posture. And it is used in various sectors such as corporate business, military operations, then financial institutions, government agencies for security. Then you have the last point, that is the last component, end user education. Here the end users, the first point is biggest security risk, that is end users as the biggest security risk, where employees and the users are the most vulnerable link in the cyber security, and they may accidentally compromise security by falling for phishing attacks, using weak passwords, or mishandling sensitive data. Okay, that is about the biggest security risk. Then you have lack of awareness, which leads to security breaches. So here most of the employees will not have complete knowledge about different cyber threats, and hackers exploit this lack of awareness through social engineering, phishing emails, and malware attacks. Then you have importance of cybersecurity training, where cyber crimes continue to rise. Industries must educate the employees about the security best practices, and they must help the in training the employees to recognize the threats and respond appropriately. And key cyber security training areas, these includes recognizing the phishing emails and the suspicious links. Then you have using strong password and the multi-factor authentication, and you have avoiding unauthorized software downloads and the data sharing, and following some security policies in order to protect the company data. Okay. Then next is types of the cybersecurity threats. So here the first is the ransomware, where that is it is a type of malicious software which encrypts a user's file, making them inaccessible. And the attacker here demands the ransom, that is it will demand payment in exchange for the decryption key in order to unlock the files. Example here is the Locky, that is a ransomware which spreads through phishing emails and encrypts the files on infected systems. Then second is the malware. Here it is a harmful computer program designed to disrupt, damage, or gain the unauthorized access to a system. and it includes viruses, worms, then spyware, and the Trojans. So here one example is the Trojan horse, where it is a type of malware disguised as a legitimate program that when it is executed, it will grant hackers control over a system. Then you have the social engineering. Here, a cyber attack that manipulates users into revealing confidential information through the deception and the psychological tricks. And attackers will often pretend to be trusted entities to bypass the security measures. And example, you have watering hole attack, where the hackers these will infect a website frequently visited by their target, compromising users who visit the site. And example here is a pretexting, where the attackers will fabricate a scenario in order to trick the individuals into into divulging the personal information. Then next you have phishing, where it is a cyber crime where the attackers um, like these will send the fraudulent emails or the messages which appear to come from the legitimate sources, and the goal here is to steal the sensitive data such as login credentials, credit card details, or the financial information. And example here are Google Docs phishing, where the attackers send fake Google Docs invitations to steal the user credentials. Example here is the Dropbox phishing, where a fake Dropbox login page it will trick the users into entering their account details, which are then stolen. Okay, these are the types of the cybersecurity threats. So there are four cybersecurity threats: ransomware, malware, social engineering, and the phishing. Next, you have industrial internet. Here, the industrial internet it will integrate the Internet of Things, computers, machines, and the people into a connected industrial system. That is, it will combine IoT, computers, machines, and people to create a connected industrial system. And this connection it will enable the real-time monitoring, automation, and the efficient decision making in the industries. Then you have the role of the advanced data analytics. Here, the industrial internet it will use the big data analytics, then artificial intelligence and the machine learning in order to analyze vast amount of industrial data, and this will help the industries to optimize operations, improve the efficiency, then reduce the downtime and enhance the productivity. Then next is the smart application, where the industrial internet it is widely used in manufacturing, the transportation, energy, and the healthcare for intelligent automation. And examples here are the autonomous cars and intelligent railroad systems, where the rail networks use sensors and IoT in order to monitor and track the conditions and improve safety and optimize the scheduling. Then you have impact on industry 4.0, where the industrial internet it is a key component of the industry 4.0, and it will enable the smart factories and predictive maintenance and the industrial automation, and it will enhance the operational efficiency by reducing the human intervention, and it improves the predictive capabilities, and it also increase the safety in the industrial environments. Now, next is why these industrial IoT security standards are required. These are required in order to integrate the diverse systems. That is, first is the integration of diverse systems, where in the smart factories, industries use a mix of modern and the legacy systems, and it includes robots, sensors, AI-driven machines, and the cloud networks. And because all these components are interconnected, a unified security standard it is needed in order to ensure consistent protection across the entire factory factory floor. Then you have the second is protecting the legacy systems, that is the legacy system compatibility, where many industrial industries they still rely on older systems, that is the legacy systems that were not originally designed for cyber security. And industrial IoT security standards help integrate and protect these legacy systems, that is the older systems, while ensuring they work securely with modern technology. Then you have eliminating the weak links, where a single vulnerable device or a system, it can compromise the entire factory network, leading to cyber threats like data breaches, ransomware attacks, and the system failures. So security standards, these will ensure that every component meet strict cybersecurity requirements and reduces the risk. And last is consistent security measures, that is avoiding inconsistent security measures, where if security is left to individual industry IoT implementers, then different parts of the system may follow varying like different security protocols and create gaps and the vulnerabilities. And the standard security, that is the standardized security, it will ensure uniform protection across all industrial IoT devices and the systems, and it will make factories resilient against the cyber threats. Then you have requirements of cybersecurity in the IIoT. So the first requirement is the CIA trade, that is the core of the cybersecurity. The first point here is the confidentiality. Sorry, it is confidentiality, which will ensure that the sensitive industrial data is accessible only to authorized user, and protect and it will protect it from unauthorized access or the breaches. The integrity, it ensures that the data remains accurate and unaltered during the storage, processing, and transmission, and it prevents the unauthorized modifications or the changes. And third point is the availability. Here it will ensure that the industrial systems, networks, and the data, these are always accessible to the authorized users whenever needed. That is, it will keep the systems accessible. Then you have reliability in industrial IoT security. That is, here the industrial IoT systems must function consistently and predictably under normal and extreme conditions. And the reliable cybersecurity, it ensures that the industrial processes operate without disruptions caused by cyber threats or the system failures. Then you have safety considerations, wherein industrial IoT systems control the critical infrastructure like power plants, factories, and transportation systems. The cybersecurity must protect both digital and the physical safety, and it has to prevent the attacks which could cause accidents, then machine failures or life-threatening situations. And last is the IIoT specific requirements or the security measures, which includes device authentication, then you have secure communication, then threat detection and response, and access control. Device authentication, it is ensuring that only the verified devices can connect to the industrial IoT networks. Secure communication is using the encryption and the protocols like MQTT and the HTTPS in order to protect the data transmission. And threat detection and the response, here it deploys the AI driven security monitoring to detect the anomalies and the cyber threats in real time. And access control, it will restrict the system access based on the user roles and the responsibilities in order to prevent the unauthorized changes. Then this is the CIA trade. Here I have explained you about the CIA trade. First is the confidentiality, that is, it will prevent the unauthorized access or disclosure of the sensitive data and data using encryption and the access controls. And next is you have integrity, where it will ensure that the data remains accurate, consistent, and unaltered, and unless it is modified by the authorized personnel. And here the examples are a bank transaction record which cannot be altered by an attacker to change the account balances. Next, you have availability, where it will guarantee that the data and the services are available to authorized users whenever needed without disruptions, and it will prevent the downtime caused by the cyber attacks and hardware failures. An example here is the a hospital's patient database that must remain accessible 24/7 in order to ensure the timely medical care. Okay, so this is the CIA trait, that is confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. Then next, these are the challenges uh, in cybersecurity challenges in industrial IoT. So the first is essential for the for the digital economy. That is a critical role in the digital economy, where the cybersecurity it is important in the digital transformation of industry. Then protecting the data systems and operations from the cyber threats, and in industrial internet of things, where the machine sensors and cloud networks, these are interconnected, there the security is a major challenge. Then second is the vulnerability to cyber attacks in industries such as manufacturing, healthcare, and shipping and logistics. These will rely on the IIoT based automation and the data driven decision making. Data breaches in these sectors, it can lead to financial losses, then operational disruptions, and the compromised sensitive information. Next is increasing the cyber crimes, that is the rising cyber crimes, where IIoT systems are vulnerable to hacking, ransomware attacks, malware, and the unauthorized access due to multiple connected devices. The attackers can exploit the weak security protocols and or the outdated systems and unsecured IoT devices in order to gain access to critical industrial networks. Then you have need for strong security measures, that is advanced security solutions like network segmentation, AI driven threat detection, and secure authentication. These are necessary to protect the industrial IoT environments, and organizations must regularly update the software and enforce strict access control and monitor network activity in order to mitigate the cyber attacks. So these are the four challenges of cybersecurity challenges in the IIoT. Then you have cybersecurity for Industry 4.0, where the first point is a traditional security cybersecurity mechanism, where the cybersecurity it relies on the confidentiality, integrity, then authentication, non-repetition, and access control. Here, these mechanisms will prevent the unauthorized access. These will ensure the data accuracy and also authenticate the users in order to keep the industrial network secure. And second is the protection against the network and the computer attacks, where traditional methods like protection, firewalls, then encryption and industrial detection systems, that is the IDS, and access controls will help to protect the networks, databases, and the communication channels from the cyber threats. And next is the new cybersecurity challenges, where modern cyber attacks in Industry 4.0 are more sophisticated, widespread, and faster, targeting the connected industrial systems, IoT devices, and the cloud platforms. The advanced persistence threats, that is the APTs, then ransomware and supply chain attacks pose serious attacks or the serious risk. Then next point is the need for automation. Industry 4.0 systems, these require AI driven threat detection, then real time monitoring and automated response mechanisms in order to counter fast evolving cyber threats. And it must implement zero trust architecture, blockchain security, and the AI based anomaly detection, which will enhance the security in smart factories. So, next point we'll discuss is the cyber detection. Here we'll discuss the methodologies and the algorithms. The first one is a computational intelligence system, that is a CIS, where it refers to the AI driven methods which will help to detect cyber threats by analyzing complex pattern in large scale network data, and it will integrate the machine learning, neural networks, and the fuzzy logic in order to improve the cyber security recognition. And role of algorithms. Here, the algorithms will process and filter the cybersecurity data which is generated from various sources, such as firewalls, then intrusion detection systems, and the network logs. And these algorithms, these will identify the suspicious activities, anomalies, and evolving attack patterns in the real time. And the next is handling the big data, where the cyber attack detection, it deals with large volumes of high dimensional data and makes it challenging to analyze and classify the threats manually. And the AI powered model automate threat identification and enable faster and more accurate detection. And last is the evolving detection methods or the new detection methods. Here you have zero attack prevention and the malware defense. The traditional methods, these will struggle rapidly evolving the attack techniques like zero exploits and the polymorphic malware. And CIS based categorization algorithms, these will enhance the detection accuracy by adapting to new and sophisticated cyber threats. So by using artificial intelligence and the advanced algorithms, the cybersecurity system, it can detect, analyze, and mitigate the cyber attacks more efficiently, and it will ensure strong protection against the emerging threats. Then you have software defined cloud manufacturing architecture, that is the SDCMA, where this software defined cloud manufacturing architecture, it is a cloud based manufacturing system which will integrate the software, hardware, and the intelligent analytics in order to optimize the production process. And it consists of three main components. First is the software plane, then hardware plane, and ensemble intelligence framework. So here the software plane, it contains the control elements and which will manage and monitor manufacturing activities. And the CEs, that is the control elements, act as the data tap points and collect the real-time communication and activity data from the various machines and processes. And the hardware plane, consists of physical manufacturing equipment, sensors, and the IIoT devices for the production. And these components, these will work together with the software plane in order to streamline the operations and enhance the automation. Then you have ensemble intelligence framework, where it receives the real-time streaming data from the control elements, and it will analyze and detect the abnormalities in manufacturing processes, and it will help to prevent failures and the inefficiencies. Okay. And it uses the artificial intelligence, big data analytics in order to optimize the production and the decision making. So by combining real time data collection, AI driven analysis, and the cloud based control, this SDCMA, it will increase or it will enhance the efficiency, automation, and the predictive maintenance in the modern manufacturing system. Okay. So this was about the cyber security. Thank you.